Hey guys, this is actually take 2 of a video that I filmed yesterday. I was in the process of just uploading it to Premiere and starting to edit it, and I realized that I had one more story to tell, which is, this is a video about my experience riding both the regular ed bus and the special ed bus, because I was looking on YouTube and I didn't see a topic like this. You know, it seems like a lot of blind and visually impaired YouTubers have covered a lot of topics, but I haven't seen this one. So I started riding the regular ed bus, I'm guessing probably when I was 5 or 6 years old, not really sure. The only reason I think I must have been 5 or 6 is because one of the memories I have is there was a girl that sat behind me on the bus that was named Ursula, and you know, this was back in 1989 when The Little Mermaid came out. I was 6 at the time. And so I remember riding the bus and singing Poor Unfortunate Soul on the bus to myself, but still I wanted it to be loud enough for her to hear. I guess that was how I was trying to get to be friends with her, but anyway, she never said anything. And the other memory that I have from around that time was, and this must have been a different bus, because I remember there was, at one point I sat at the front of the bus on the left side, and there was a girl that sat next to me to the left of me. I was in the aisle seat. And I remember she didn't want me talking. She was older than me, I'm not sure by how much. But anyway, she didn't want me talking, so she told me, you know, I was trying to have a conversation with her, and she told me to fold my arms and look straight ahead the entire time, every day. In my experience, the regular ed bus was very noisy. And, you know, they usually had 2 kids per seat. On the special ed bus, it kind of depended. You know, like, when I first started riding, there was a girl a bit younger than me who was, I think she had worse vision than me, and I remember I used to get out at the same spot at her house in the afternoons. And eventually this girl's mom decided that she didn't want me getting out at her house in the afternoons because she thought I was a bad influence on her daughter because I hated school. I eventually, when this cute kid that I was interested in, he started riding the bus, so we became friends, and you know, we hung out during lunch a lot of times, but when we were on the bus, I remember we pretended, like, whenever we'd go over a bump or over a railroad track, we were pretending it was a roller coaster, but really we probably sounded like we were just going over like a bumpy road or something. You know, we were like, whoa, whoa. I don't know if the special ed bus aide or the driver was annoyed with us, but either way, one of them I remember told us, you know, we were like 9, 10 years old at the time, and they told us, y'all need to stop that, y'all too old for that. And I'm thinking, you know, we're just having fun, we're kids, you know, we're not being loud, we're not cursing, we're not talking about violent video games, you know, we're not talking about Chucky, because that's what a lot of the kids in my elementary school loved to do, was talk about the horror movies that they had seen, which I'll get to that in a different video. And then once I switched, once I had moved on, graduated from elementary school, if you will, to middle school, you know, I had switched to a completely different bus, new people, and I remember at the beginning there was a girl, I want to say maybe she was a year or 2 older than me. I don't remember her name, if her name was Stephanie or Michelle, but I do remember she liked reading the Full House books, just like I did. So, you know, we would talk about those, or, you know, sometimes we'd both be reading our own separate books on the bus. After she left, I ended up becoming friends with this new kid that had moved to town. You know, we were both like 13 at the time. And so I was interested in him, and, you know, we sat together the first day he was on the bus, and we decided that we were gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, of course, you know, the aide on the bus and the other kids on the bus, like, that was the big drama for a few days. Like, they were all freaking out saying, y'all can't be boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, y'all just met. And his mom felt the same way. So yeah, unfortunately that didn't work out. And so eventually, you know, there just ended up being a general rule that, you know, nobody was allowed to sit together on the bus. You know, people kind of had to face the front and listen to the oldies music on the radio, or, you know, they could listen to headphones, they could read. Obviously they couldn't eat, they couldn't chew gum, they couldn't write with a pen or a pencil at all. And I do remember at one point there was a deaf girl who was riding the bus in the afternoons, and she had a friend of hers who could hear, who would also ride with her. And so, you know, I decided one day that I was like, well, you know, this girl that's riding with her who can hear, you know, she's really pretty, so I want to be friends with her. Because, I mean, you know, what nerdy high school or middle school or whatever age, you know, doesn't want to be friends with, like, the prettier or the popular kids? And so I wrote her a note and asked her what her name was. And, you know, she wrote me back, and I wasn't able to read her handwriting because I've never been that great at reading handwriting, but I had my dad read it to me. And, yeah, I must have been like 13, 14 at the time. And, so he read it to me, and, you know, the girl was like, you know, my name's Sonia, why do you want to know my name? And so at that point I was like, oh, you know, forget it, I quit, you know. I hope y'all found this video interesting and informative, and if you like it, please comment, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.